All right, in this lesson, we're going to look at the TH sound. This is a difficult sound for Spanish speakers at first because the TH sound literally does not exist in Spanish. We don't have it. So, for that reason, it is worth investigating how to pronounce it. Good news is that according to studies and things, experience, for example, what am I saying? According to studies, I'll start with that. This is a sound that you will be able to pick up fairly easily with time and practice and with exposure, and especially if you are aware of it, to listen for it, etc. So in this video, the goal is just to become aware of it. If you've never had a video, if you've never listened to a lecture on this sound, this is a good place to start. It's just a start, right? You have to work with a tutor, or you have to work with a language classroom, or you have to speak with English speakers to really integrate this into your English speaking pronunciation, you know. But we're here today just to start this journey for you and the TH sound. Okay, let's check it out. So we have two versions of the TH sound, right? We have this one right here, otherwise sounding like th, and we have this version right here, sounding like th. Can you hear a difference there? Th. You should be able to hear a difference. Okay, for example, the first sound here is a voiceless sound. There's no vibration when I touch my throat. In this example here is a voiced sound. You should feel a vibration. And also, you know what, a vibration up here too. Kind of like a buzzing bee a little bit. Yes, let's look at some examples here. So, on this side, we have our voiceless TH. Thin. Math. Author. Breath. Woo, ready? Next, we have the. Noticing now the vibration here, the buzzing, the. This. Although. Mother. Now, I like to pause here. A lot of family names. I guess we have mother and father. Those are two very important words, right? For family and stuff. This is the TH sound we would use with it. A stronger th and a, what do you call it? A voiced th. That's kind of cool, right? That's important, right? Okay, so let's look really quickly at the difference between the voiceless and the voiced. Okay. Now, a great thing we could use is a piece of paper. So I'm going to pull a piece of paper here. 1 second. I have a sticky note. Now watch what happens when I speak thin. Thin. You see how it's blowing it quite a bit? Let's compare that to the word the. The. You should be able to notice that the voiceless is causing a lot more wind to come out. There's no constricting of this vocal cord, or there's no vibrating of it either. And now let's compare it to the voiced sound. Did you know that voiced sounds are produced here? Did you know that? And then out here is where the buzzing also happens from this. So it's like, that's why when we touch our throat, when we say a voice sound, we should feel a vibration. That's what's up. All right, we looked at that though, right? Okay, let's look at the next. Woo, okay, this one could be a little complicated to explain, so I'm going to explain it as fast as I can. Here we have two words, mouth and mouth. Mouthing something is a verb. Mouth is this thing, a noun. Okay, here's a quick example of mouthing something. Okay, I'm going to mouth a secret across the room. I'm trying to tell a secret. I just can't think of a secret to tell you, but I can't speak it out loud. I have to mouth it. All right, I had way too much fun with that. I hope you can see now that with that example, mouthing is just using your lips to try communicating without using your voice. Did you need to learn this today? I don't think so. It's kind of like whispering, though. Am I teaching you still? I hope you're learning vocabulary. Regardless, the difference here is that mouth, voiceless th, lots of wind, mouth, mouth. Everything in my room's just blowing because of all that wind. But mouth, no wind, mouth, not very windy there, okay? And look, okay. We did this in the last video we did with the consonants between B and V, and we're going to do the same activity again. I'm going to repeat, I'm going to say mouth, mouth, and then I'm going to say a third. I'm going to repeat one of these words a third time. So if you don't get this the first time, you should be able to figure out next time or something like that. So first time, ready? Mouth, mouth, mouth. Which did I say a third time? Second time? Which did I say the third time? Mouth. That's what I said. Let's try that again. Mouth, mouth, mouth. Which did I say again? Mouth. With the voice. Mouth. Okay. Next. Mouth, mouth, mouth. Which did I say? Mouth. Okay. Mouth, mouth, mouth. Which did I say, the first or the second? The second. Whew. Thank you so much. Now we just covered quite a bit of ground in my eyes. We've looked at this difference of mouth and mouth. And yeah, we're going to look at something else now. Check it. Okay. These are some example of sentences using the TH sound. Theo went to the store. Repeat that after me. Theo went to the store. Nice. Let's get out of the way here. Repeat this one with me. I went to the store with Theo. I went to the store with Theo. What I did here, just to share, we'll talk about this in later videos. We linked these two because it's the same consonant, and one word ends with it and the next begins with it. They stretch out. So let's just listen to that. With Theo. Just practice that. With Theo. That's how native speakers are going to say it, and I recommend you think about that. It might help with listening, but also let's aim for that, right? Let's aim for linking. Linking is an important tool for English pronunciation. All right, next one. I went to the store with Samantha. Samantha. Let's check if that's voiced or not. Samantha. Oh, that's voiceless. You can tell the wind. All right. What is important here? I want to share this now. I'll say right there still. We have these very common words. The th sound is actually pretty important in English because we have words like that, then, the, they, them, than, there. Now, you might think, why is this in the voiceless section? You might have forgot, but we actually are this is the symbol for the voiced. They kind of switched over. This one used to be over here. This one was over here. So, but once again, this is the sound, the voiced one, while this is the voiceless. What's the voiceless word that's common? With. I went with my mother to the. I went with my mother to the store. Okay. That's just important, right? These are very common words. And so it is very important to learn how to pronounce this the sound. Even if you have to stick your tongue out a little bit, it's very important. Let's look at this example here. I went to the store yesterday. It was full of people. I saw there was no toilet paper. I asked an employee if they knew why everyone was so stressed. They said they didn't have a clue. There was a man pushing a shopping cart. The look on his face was unreal. The man mouthed an angry and pushed past. We learned that word, right? We don't even know that word, but we learned it. We mouthed it. Nice. All right. Did you ever have this? This is an aside, but in the US, when COVID-19 started, we almost all ran out of toilet paper. That's a secret people don't want to tell you, but it's true. We were very stressed, and the stores said, you cannot buy any more toilet paper. You've bought too much. And people were so scared because they wanted more toilet paper to feel safe. Unrelated, right? Not related to the TH sound, but that's a little background for that little piece of writing there. Okay, so I want you to practice finding the TH sounds in this, right? I'm gonna put this in the comments section. It's important that you look there. You can copy and paste it from the comments section, and then highlight for yourself the TH sounds and practice pronouncing them. I don't even want to say this one to you, right? I mean, I could, maybe at the very end. So at the very end, before you listen, try to practice this one by yourself and see if you can figure it out. Okay, we'll come back to it later. Okay, part 3. How tired are you? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here's an interesting thing, right? What happens when a Spanish speaker tries to pronounce the TH sound? What happens is a D sound comes out. A D. Here's an example. Mi dedo. Mi dedo. Mi dedo. What am I talking about? This is not an example. Here's what I mean to say. Now I remember. The D, the second D, for example, in dedo, that's a very soft D. We have that, I think, in English a little bit, but I think that's a peculiar, I think that's unique to Spanish, right? Maybe I'll double check that, but that second D kind of could almost be a th sound if you just changed the placement of your tongue. So, mi dedo, mi dedo. I just stuck my tongue out more. Mi dedo. We could even do that with the first D. Mi dedo. Mi dedo. So practice repeating that with your tongue out to the placement of the th sound. Where you think that th sound should be, I want you to practice with these next few Spanish words with D. A donde. Let's look at another example here. A donde. Is this helpful? You know, you might hate this, but I just want you to try it a couple of times. Ready? Dime, dime. The D and the th are very closely related, I would say. And if it's helpful, think about the D as a place you can move into the th from. The, dime. Dime. Does that sound like an accent to you? Does it sound like a, I don't even know. Is that a Spanish accent? Dímelo. I don't know. You tell me though. Anyway, another important thing here. Yeah, the D sound, just important, just like the B sound we talked about in the previous video. I went to the dentist. There's a pause there. There's a stop. There's silence. And then it bursts forth with a D sound. Like I went to the dentist. In comparison, the th sound is a continuous sound, just like the V sound from the last video. What was the example we had? With Theo, with Theo, with Theo. That just can continue like that. So that's a useful tool as well in thinking about your pronunciation of the th. Can you keep it going? Can you keep pronouncing it with, or does it sound like this? Because once again, like the B, the D is a stop sound. And as a stop sound, you're going to stutter, which is like repeating yourself really quickly. Stuttering is a cool word. I actually recommend looking up the word stutter if you don't know it. Okay. How are we doing? This is kind of the end here for us. Oh yeah, I like this view. So, two sides here. D sound. Okay? Dan. So repeat these after me. Ready? Dan. Van. Good. Now it has a T, but we pronounce it with a D. Otter. Author. Day. They. Weld. Wealth. That's a funny one. Weld. My tongue's out actually for that one just because of that L. Weld. You don't need to stick it out though. Wealth. Door. Thor. Do you guys like those movies with Thor in them? Do you watch those? Thor. Bode. Both. Rad. Wrath. Pander. Panther. Pad. Path. Nice. Okay, is that the last slide? Let's check it. Check it. Check it. All right. What is a useful thing here? I just want to look at this really quickly. Oh my gosh, it's been so long though. You're so tired. I know, I understand. I'm tired. I'm tired for you. This is difficult, except you're doing great. Pronunciation practice here. What do I want to talk about? Let's find this again. Oh yes. Okay. Let's look at this really quickly. Sticking the tongue out too far. This is the common error number 1. That sounds ridiculous. Sticking it out too far inside produces the D sound, which we looked at. So we have too far out. That doesn't sound right. Too far in produces the D sound. The two places you can put your lips, your tongue, for this sound is right here. Not too far out. You can also put it right behind your front teeth, pushing out, right? You see, it's kind of like using your front as a platform, no, as a wall in order to push forward. Okay, I think that's useful to look at. The other thing I want you to notice is how air passes over your tongue. So with the D sound, all air stops. If you put your hand in front of it right before you say D, like dedo, no air is passing. And then air passes, right? De. Dentist. Dedo. Okay. With the th sound, we're never going to have no air passing. It's going to be th. Instantly air is passing over. Air is going to pass between your top teeth and your tongue. If I touch under my tongue and push it up, you can like basically stop the air passing. But notice, where's the air passing when you pronounce the th sound? You might not be able to pronounce it yet, but I have a feeling that soon enough you will be able to. And just test that, get to know it. And then with the voiced, once again with voice, your tongue will be vibrating. It'll be buzzing like a bumblebee. That one's more dramatic if you touch the bottom and you push it up. So get to know the way air is passing. That's my recommendation. Get to know the way the air is passing with that TH sound, and it'll help you a bunch. Oh, yes. And just because I'm terrible and I love teaching way too in-depthly, remember how important these TH sounds here are. These are important words, right? Even though, yeah, this is a very important part of that TH sound. I went to de. If you say de, I went to the store. It's got an accent to it. If you can kind of reach towards the, I went to the, you don't even have to pronounce it so much, because oh my gosh, we're over time, right? We're over the time. You're tired. Tune me out. Feel free to tune me out. But this is the last thing I just want to say. This TH sound in a word like the, in there, in they, and all these words we're going to look at here, these words will all be reduced. This is something we're going to talk about when we talk about our vowels, But just to say it right now, so you get it in your head to start, that, then, the. These are all sounds and words that are said quickly, said softly, mumbled. Mumbly means you don't say it clearly. These are not said that clearly. And yet that TH sound is important. It's a paradox, really. We look at the example of this sentence here. I went to the store. Did you hear that? I went to the store. I went to the store. So it's a complicated thing, but with practice, this will make more sense, and you'll be able to hear it as well, and all those things. Thank you for listening, and I hope this has served as a good introduction for the great consonant the. Very good job, and I'll see you in the next video.